Good morning from chilly Florida. I woke up this morning and it was in the 40s. Very chilly. I hope everybody's having a good Monday. I have 2 new journals listed in the Etsy shop. I would have had 3, but one sold before I could even get it in there. So I'm going to do flip throughs of these as quick as I can. We'll do the big one first, and then we'll do the day book. Right now I've got them on kickstands, and I know that ring light puts a glare on her face. Hopefully you can see her. This is metal. I got this at an estate sale. I don't know what it was. So I layered up some doilies and inked them up behind her, and then you could still see the raw edge of the metal, so I put some tatting all the way around her, and then there's a bow and this gorgeous little charm hanging off the bottom. My fancy kickstands out of the way here. This one measures, I believe, 14 by 6, and it's almost 3 inches tall. Now on the inside front cover, I had this piece of trim, and this is all I had, and it just fit perfectly, so these dangles are on here. And you can get a peek at the box. And the box has got the fancy corners on it. And then here's the twister for the music box. I'll just do a quick twist so you can hear it just for a minute. Hopefully not a full minute. It lays pretty flush, but it still winds up. All right. And then hopefully you can see this fabric. How gorgeous it is. It's a burgundy, and it's an upholstery fabric. It's not red, so if it's coming across red at all, it is not red. And flip it open. Now, I'm gonna move it up so you can see the dangles, and that little strip is just glued on here. You're gonna have to bear with me while I check my camera because I can't see it, and I wanna make sure I'm in frame. Oh, I am, and you can see my little markers. Sorry for that. I just wanted to be sure I stayed in frame. Oh, goodness. This is also a fabric, and the edge is folded under, so you've got a nice clean edge all the way around. The inside book is just tied in with some sari, so you just untie this ribbon. See, there's a bow at the top. You just untie it, and it'll slip right out to work in, or you can just leave it in here. So it goes just like that. I'll do a flip through of that in a minute. I want to show you inside the box. So if I go like this, you can see the hinges. And this is a wooden box. This is some decoupage tissue paper on the front of the box and on the inside. And then inside, there again, it's wood. And this doily fit perfect. I was so happy. This little guy, I just have a little Timmy clip on there. This was a little ledger I had, and I've had it forever, and I finally found a perfect spot for it. So I turned it into a little junk journal. And this is some pretty real marbled paper that I got from Pam. I don't know how many pages are in here exactly, but just all the different things: coffee dyed paper, tea dyed paper. Most of the images that you see in both of these journals are Victorian lady images from the old design shop. A lot of them I've shrunk down, especially in this one. And there is all sorts of different paper and book pages, ledger paper. There's the postage stamps in the middle. I love doing this with the scrapbook paper. Julie from the old design shop gave me that idea. There's a Tundex music card, and the song is P.S. I Love You. And there's one of my little doodads on that hole. Here's one of those triple pockets made out of a book page. More book. My stamp saying certified one of a kind. Onion skin ledger, and then the back with the Ex Libris plate, and then You can see where it's stitched in the spine. All right, and then I can get this back together. Oh, and it just says journal on the cover. Then in this little box, it's just a box of goodies. There's one of Michelle's little collage bits, a vintage monocle, a little glass vial, a key, a locket, a button, and a to me charm. And then I took a piece of washi and this little music paper, and I just made a little flap over the music box so things couldn't fall in there and damage it. So it just sets nicely on there. So, and this is just washi. So if you want to take it off, you can. Otherwise, it just kind of protects everything in there. All right. And then this journal is 13.5 by 5 3/4. It's got just under a 1-inch spine. And let me hold it up. It's got the fancy brass corners. This is a heavy linen fabric, and the ladies convinced me to decoupage this. Oopsie. Oh, am I out of frame again? See? Quit moving stuff. Now I gotta check. Okay, we're good. I hate to do a whole video and then be out of frame. Anyhow, the ladies convinced me to decoupage this paper on, this tissue paper, and then I inked it up. So that's where we went with that. The inside is marbled paper. Here's a Victorian lady, and it says, "End of the story." I thought that was pretty. And then off we go. And all of these vintage Victorian ladies, any images you see in here are from the Old Design Shop. The links to her channel, to her YouTube channel, her Etsy shop, and her blog are in the description box below. There is a tag I made. There's a vintage prescription that I was playing around with on the jelly plate. This is a very old French note. There's some more French bits stuck in here. This is a ledger page from 1862. Again, more of the images. Ledger, book page. This ledger, this is the last piece I have of this. This is from 1840. And it's I can't even tell you the texture. I hope my lights are a little bright today. I apologize. Another piece of the onion skin. Some more ledger. Some yummy grungy paper. A little bit of vintage tape. Some more of the scrapbook paper. The other side of that ledger, March 16th, 1840. There's the ribbon where it's tied in. I just went in between the signatures with that. There's a check from 1889, the real deal. This was an index page out of a ledger, so that fit in there nicely. I did use 11 by 17 paper in this one because it's so tall. A ledger page, an old Sears catalog page, and more, a little bit more vintage tape, some more ledger. This is one of those pockets of pockets of pockets with all kinds of bits tucked in. One of the train ticket packets there. The certified one-of-a-kind stamp. There's the back with your Ex Libris plate. And then you just take everything and fold it back over. And I've got this piece of elastic, and I just couldn't come up with a closure, so I thought this was just fine. It doesn't take away from the cover too much, and it holds everything together real nice. A little bit of room for expansion. So there that is. And there's a full view from the side and the back. All right, so there's that one. It's in the Etsy shop. And there's a real easy way to get to my Etsy shop. If you just go up into your browser and type in www.junkjournalshop.com, that will take you right to my Etsy. All right, and if any of my fellow Etsy sellers want to learn how to do that, just shoot me a message and I will help you out. All right, so this, I don't know how old it is. I bought it at an estate sale in Washington when we were on our trip in June, and I finally used it. So there it is. I redid this spine. It was falling apart. And then there's a little gear and key on this corner, and I'll show you that when we get to it. This one is 12 1/4 by 5 3/4, and it's about 1 1/2 inches, 1 1/4 inches. And so you can just move the charm up when you want to open it. And because this was over 12 inches, I was having a hard time finding something to put in it for end papers, and I used music paper. And if you watch my last video, I talk about, piano roll paper, sorry. I talk about how I did that, because piano roll paper can be very, very, very hard to work with. Off we go. Now this one, I believe, I just used the tiny Tim Holtz paper clips and clipped in all of the ATC cards and ephemera and whatnot, so you could do whatever you want with it. And again, these are all from the old design shop. I did do some stamping in here. Grungy paper. These are printed with the laser printer on parchment, so those turned out pretty. A little bit more stamping, some music paper, another one of Julie's images from the old design shop. I love it, that's gorgeous. Another one of my cute little pockets. And this was the corner, you know, the very end of the piano roll, and so it fit perfectly on there. Let's go like this so you can see better. It fit perfectly on there. I gave it some extra oomph with the tape. And then I hung the charm off of it. Oh, better turn that one sideways. So in here is an old prescription, a bicycle registration card, and then another one of the images from the old design shop. 1873 on that ledger. This is one of those ledger index cards that I have from 1916. I was going to tape it down on both sides and make it a pocket, but then when I realized it flopped, I thought, oh, let's just leave it floppy. The other side of that ledger with a train ticket and a couple of more images and an ATC tucked in. I really wanted to put this right there, but I didn't. I did not. Some more stamping. Here is the other end, or one side of the piano roll. And then here's the other side with the fancy end. Another image, book page. There's the other side of the book page with the lovely lady. Again, these are just clipped on. This is some, I can't remember where this grungy paper came from. This ledger page was a little bit too wide, so I had to trim it down, and then I put it back together with vintage tape so it would fit in here. And then this is the pocket of pockets. I'm going to take everything out so I can show you. All right, so there's the pocket. This is all washi. There's a little postage stamp. I did put a little metal medallion on there. And then you just start tucking things in. And they just pocket after pocket after pocket. And you just keep going. I'll never get it back how I had it the first time. Never fails. And I put the little lady right there poking out. So that's fun. And then the back page with my stamp. And there's a little vintage French stamp up there. And a little vintage letter here on the music paper. And then there's the back. So there those are. I am happy that these two are done. I'm really happy that this big one is done. It did give me a run for my time. We have a love-hate relationship. I have a lot of time in this one, so nobody panic when they see the price. Time is money. Money is time, however it goes. Anyway, and sorry about the ring light. I hope everybody has a fabulous Monday. I will get the links to this video added to the Etsy listing. So if you had seen the Etsy listing first and you come over, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys all really soon.